Greetings once again, everybody, and welcome back to Fun Valley. It's time for Hutchinson Community College softball on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Game number 2 coming up of this Jayhawk West doubleheader between the number 18 ranked Hutchinson Blue Dragons and the Labette Cardinals. Wild game number 1, but Labette comes out on top 9-8, rallying with 2 runs in the top of the 7th, and then stranding in the tying run at 3rd and go-ahead run at 2nd to end the game. It was absolutely a wild slugfest between the two. Hutchinson hit 3 home runs. 3-run home run by Brent Stockman, a 2-run home run by Izzy Godinez, and a dramatic 3-run home run by Natalie Semmel to give the Dragons a short-lived 8-7 lead after 6 innings. But DJ Cannon couldn't hold on and dropped her first game of the year. She falls to 9-1. Now Des Schultz. Well, we see Brent Stockman warming up with Cam Pope. Maybe a switch. We had the lineup card, and it had Des Schultz as the starter. So we'll check on that. But let's give you the lineups as we have them right now. First, the Labette Cardinals. Michaela Malo will lead off and play center field. Batting second will be the third baseman, Abby Fluman. Playing left field and batting third is Megan Taylor. The catcher, Gwen Smalley, bats fourth. Batting fifth is the first baseman, Laura Pineda. Designated hit player, Abby Westmoreland, bats sixth. Peyton Nye, the shortstop, bats seventh. Rindy Marquez will get the start in right field. She did not play in game number. So those damn kids bouncing. Sorry about that. We had a basically my whole press box area just kind of collapsed. But no damage, it appears. Everything is okay, and Nathan Light tells me we're still on. So always happens with you and me, Nathan. I swear, always something weird happens when it's just you and me alone. But anyway, let's get back to it. We were given the Labette lineup, so again, I apologize. We're getting ready for the managers' meeting. Let's start it over again and get everybody caught up after Labette's 9-8 win in game number 1. Believe me, it's that kind of day, folks. Center fielder Michaela Malo leads off and plays center for Labette. Third baseman Abby Fluman bats second. Batting third is the left fielder Megan Taylor. Gwen Smalley's the catcher. She bats the cleanup spot. Laura Pineda out of Lions had a big hit in that 7th inning of the first game. She bats 6th and plays first base. Abby Westmoreland, the designated hitter, bats 6th. Peyton Nye, the shortstop, bats 7th. Rindy Marquez plays right field. She's getting her first start of the afternoon, her first action. And Macy Williams is the second baseman batting ninth. Haley Van Deventer is the starting pitcher for Labette. So for the Cardinals, Malo, Flumen, Taylor, Smalley, Pineda, Westmoreland, Nye, Marquez, and Williams. And Van Deventer, the pitcher. For the Blue Dragons, again, they're minus Raven Bass, who's being held out for precautionary measures because of a injury. Izzy Godinez will lead it off and play shortstop for the Dragons. Ashton Reynolds bats second and plays center field. Batting third is the designated player, DJ Cannon. Cleanup hitter is Kiara DeCrane playing third base. Batting fifth is Bryn Stockman, the right fielder. Batting sixth is catcher Cameron Pope. Shelby Felvis bats seventh and plays second base. Batting eighth is the first baseman, Natalie Semmel. And batting ninth will be left fielder Rebecca Roberts. Destiny Schultz will get the start this afternoon. She got the win 2 1/3 innings of spotless relief yesterday. She gets her a start today. So for the Dragons, it's Godinez, Reynolds, Cannon, DeCrane, Stockman, Pope, Felbus, Semmel, and Roberts, and Destiny Schultz in the circle. Labette will be without its head coach, Ryan Phillips. He was ejected in the 6th inning of game number 1, thus drawing a 1-game suspension. He is out in the bus in the parking lot. The bus tried to roll in the back way and was summarily turned around by Blue Dragon athletic officials. So the Dragons getting set to take the field for game number 2. The Blue Dragons had everything going for them. They had 2 3-run leads. Just couldn't hold on as the Cardinals just kept fighting back in front of one of the largest crowds we've seen at Fun Valley for some time. Labette always travels well. They're one of the softball teams that does so. The Dragons have a huge crowd out here today as well. Great to see, great atmosphere, and we expect nothing but the same in game number 2. These two teams tend to battle themselves quite hard. That loss by DJ Cannon the first game was the first in 3 starts against Labette. But now Des Schultz, Deer Park, Texas sophomore, making her 8th start, 10th overall appearance, 4-2 with a 3.24 ERA. She has 5 complete games, 1 shutout. 41 innings pitched, 50 hits, 24 runs, 19 of them earned, 24 strikeouts, 40 strikeouts and 24 walks. Opponents hitting .305 against. Des has put a lot of runners on base, but has gotten out of them more times than not. So here we go, game number 2. Press area is back to together, we hope. And first pitch swinging is a ground ball to Izzy Godinez. Quick throw to first in time. And Michaela Malo is retired on the first pitch of the game. That coming at 3:54 p.m. So here's Abby Flumen. Strike called. Flumen was 0 for 4 in the first game with 2 strikeouts. The pitch upstairs for ball 1-1. Defensively, everything is the same for Hutchinson. Becca Roberts in left, Ashton Reynolds in center, Bryn Stockman in right. 1-1 pitch. Not sure where that one missed, but it's called a ball, and it's 2-1. Kiara DeCrane at third base. Izzy Godinez the shortstop. Shelby Felbitz at second. Natalie Selmo getting the second straight start at first base. Cameron Pope behind the plate. The pitch. 3-1. The ball's pulled foul outside of third. We just started the Game 2 broadcast. If you just logged in, and the entire press table, because of a lot of traffic today here between games, up and down the metal stairs here. Caused the table to fall off the platform. So we had to kind of reassemble, but fortunately no damage to the equipment. 2-2 pitch. Hard hit ball in the left field. That's a hit for Flumen, her first of the afternoon. That'll bring up Megan Taylor, the left fielder. Taylor was 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. It wasn't the top of the order that did the damage against DJ Cannon. The top 3 batters only collected 1 hit in 12 at-bats. Cleanup hitter Gwen Smalley was 2 for 4, but Abby Westmoreland had 3 hits, and on 9-hole hitter, Emmy Harrell had 3 hits. Ball 1 to Taylor. A little bit low, 2-0. Strike call, 2-1. Blue Dragon baseball going on down in El Dorado. Try to get you some updates there. They lost the first game 5-4. There's a strike from on a changeup. Drops right in for a strike. Hit the center field. Coming on is Ashton Reynolds on a line to make the catch. 2 away. Taylor hit it right on the screws, and it never did lose altitude when it reached Reynolds, who's playing a moderately deep center field. So 2 away for catcher Gwen Smalley. He had 2 hits in the first game. Labette 7-12 now. And that the 6-12 record coming in. Jamie Rose and I both knew it was a deceiving record. Labette, one of the power teams in the Jayhawk East in Region 6 Division 2. Change up for a strike. Dandy pitch from Schultz, and it's 1-1. Dez was great out of the pen yesterday in relief of Bryn Stockman. She came in with Hutchinson trailing 6-5. Or 5-4, excuse me. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Through 2 1/3 innings of spotless relief. It allowed just 2 hits. Didn't strike out a batter. Didn't walk a batter, though. That was key. But she really shut down the Coffeyville offense that was gaining some momentum in Game 2 yesterday. Foul back to the screen, and Smalley stays alive at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Got her swinging. The ball is lost. It'll be a wild pitch. Now Pope throws behind the runner at second. We had a wild pitch and a strikeout, but the inning stays alive, and just those little errors are haunting Hutchinson this afternoon. Flumen moves up to second. So now it's 2 on, 2 out for Laura Pineda, who had a big hit in the 7th inning rally. There's a strike. Her hit tied it up. It was a 6th inning error that the Dragons are going to go back and look at. First 2 batters were retired, and DJ was starting to get into a groove. That pitch outside. Now the runner's going on a delayed steal, or at least Flumen does, since he's in safely at third. The Dragons lose track of Flumen. He steals third. Well, the game's first run is 60 feet away, but with 2 outs. 1-1 pitch. Hit the left center field. Roberts on the run. She dives and makes the catch. Becca Roberts showing that center field capability in left, tracking one deep into the gap in left center field, extending out and making a beautiful catch to turn away the Cardinals in the first. No runs, a hit, and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the first. Dragons, or Labette nothing, and the Dragons coming up. Izzy Godinez to lead off the bottom of the first inning. What a play by Becca Roberts. Off the bat, I didn't think she had a chance, but the wheels of the Dragon left fielder robbed extra bases and at least 2 runs off the board from Labette. So Izzy Godinez will lead off the bottom of the first for the Blue Dragons. Hitter on the first pitch. So Godinez hit at the knee. And now Ashton Reynolds, who really had some bad hitting luck in the first game. She had 3 ropes, and they were all caught. 0 for 3. And takes strike 1 from Haley Van Deventer. Game number 1, Ashton was 0 for 3. Again, 3 lineouts and a walk. She also scored a run. The pitch upstairs, 1-1. For the season now, Ashton Reynolds is hitting .358 with 24 hits, a home run, 10 RBIs. Runner goes, pitch is popped up. Shortstop Peyton Nye drops back. Izzy Godinez returns to first, and there's 1 away. Van Deventer got Reynolds out on her front foot with a changeup, and she popped it up. So now it's 1 away for DJ Cannon.
The designated player, number 15.
Cannon in the first game was 2 for 4. Her average now up to .239 with 11 hits, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. Pitch on the outside corner, or off the outside corner for ball 1. That one does catch the quarter for Van Deventer for a strike. Van Deventer making her 10th start. She's 3-6 at the 3.57 ERA. Runner goes on the pitch. It's a swing and a miss. And an easy stolen base for Izzy Godinez. Izzy swipes her 6th bag of the year. Dragons now a perfect 29 for 29. But Cannon is down in the count 1-2. Good swing by DJ, foul back to the fence, and there remain a ball and 2 strikes. That first game may have been one of the loudest crowds I've heard here. The roar when Natalie Semler hit that 3-run home run was absolutely deafening here. Cannon pops one up right side of the infield. Williams and Pineda. It's Williams, the second baseman, making the catch, and there's 2 away. DJ chased a rise ball and just couldn't get on top of it. Now it's going to take a 2-out hit from Kiara DeCrane. 1 for 4 in the first game, after going 7 for 7 yesterday. DeCrane hitting an even .400 now with 24 hits, 8 home runs, 25 RBIs. Off-speed pitch in for strike 1. Van Deventer's thrown 49 innings, 78 hits allowed, 53 runs, 25 earned, 34 strikeouts, only 5 walks. Just giving up a couple of home runs and a very healthy 3.57 earned run average. DeCrane fouls it off, and now she's down in the count, 0-2. Breaking pitch is slap foul. Good defensive swing to stay alive, and it remains 0-2 to Kiara DeCrane. Little roll knocked down by Van Deventer. She recovers and throws in time to get DeCrane at first, and the Dragons are done in the inning. No runs, no hits. They can't do anything with the leadoff hit by pitch to Izzy Godinez, and after 1, here at Fenton Valley in game number 2, there's no score. So far, it hasn't been a very good day for the Blue Dragons. Softball lost the first game 9-8 here. Baseball lost the first game in El Dorado 5-4. Now trailed the second game 4-0 in the top of the fourth. Here it's 0-0, top of the second. That'd be Westmoreland, Peyton Nye, and Rindy Marquez to face Des Schultz, who gave up just one hit, but had two base runners, had a wild pitch on a strikeout. First pitch to Westmoreland is swung on and missed. Westmoreland in the first game, big game, 3 for 4, 2 RBIs, including a double and 2 runs scored. Strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Des has struggled in the last 3 starts, but she was brilliant yesterday in the relief appearance, getting the start this afternoon. Pitch upstairs, 1-2. Des has pitched with a lot of runners on base this year, and early in the season she was getting out of almost every jam she was in. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Schultz, one away here in the Labette second, and that'll bring up the shortstop Peyton Nye. Nye was 0 for 2, a couple of walks and a run scored, also struck out once in the first game. Pitch foul back. Again, a scheduling note. On the schedule, and I also haven't changed it on BlueDragonSports.com yet, but Wednesday's game against the Sterling College JV set for here at Fun Valley moved up a day to Tuesday at 3 o'clock. Because of that change and all the other stuff going on, there will be no broadcast. Ball one, low one in. That's 1-1 tonight. Blue Dragon men's basketball team at noon plays Cape Fear in the opening round of the NJCA National Tournament at the Sports Arena. Blue Dragon baseball is at Hobart Detter Field to face Jayhawk East in Region 6, defending champion Cowley. Great changeup from Schultz, drops in, and it's 1-2. Schultz working a little better pace today. 1-2 pitch. Nye almost pulled the trigger, but it misses high, and it's 2-2. That goes to the curveball, misses outside. Now it's a full count to Peyton Nye. Usually Labette teams under Ryan Phillips, very disciplined hitting teams. They don't chase much. Here's the payoff. Great changeup from Des Schultz. Strike 3 called, 2 away. That thing dropped and actually backed up a little bit. Great pitch. 3 strikeouts for Schultz. And that'll bring up Rindy Marquez, the right fielder. She did not play in game number 1. Marquez hitting .259 for the year, and she hits a high fly ball to left field that Becca Roberts tracks down, and the inning is over. A good 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts for Des Schultz. We go to the bottom of the second inning, no score. Welcome back to Fun Valley, everybody. Bryn Stockman to lead off the second inning for the Blue Dragons. The home half of the second. It was a scoreless game. Labette took the first game 9-8 in dramatic fashion. Stockman had her first home run of the year, a 3-run home run in the first. That gave Hutchinson an early 3-0 lead, and the fireworks were on. Strike run from Haley Van Deventer. That's one long name. Ground ball left side, fielded by the shortstop, Nye. Throws over in time, and Stockman's retired. Now Cameron Pope. Cam 2 for 3. She singled, and then 2 singles. The bloop single in the 7th. She represented the winning run and was stranded at second base, actually after being pinch ran for by Bree Johnson. There's a line drive left field that's going to get down in front of Taylor for it. Now it's bobbled, and that'll allow Pope to move into second, so it'll be a single and an error. So Pope 3 hits today. She continues to swing a good bat. Megan Taylor took an odd route to that ball. It was going to get down in front of her, but she kind of angled back to it and wound up bobbling and letting the ball play her. Strike one to Shelby Felvis, who was 0 for 2 with the sacrifice. After a great stretch where she hit 9 of 10, she's 0 for her last 9. Pitch taken outside for a ball, and it's 1-1. Hard hit ball picked off the ground of the shortstop. Now they go back to second. Did they call a ball? She's safe at second. But now that ball wasn't caught. I could, for the life of me, swore it was trapped, but third baseman Abby Fluman is ruled to having catch the ball, and they nearly got the double play. So my eyes and the umpire's eyes seeing 2 totally different things. Now Natalie Semmel. A lot of dust popped up for a glove to be hitting the ground. Strike called to Natalie. Semmel, 1 for 4, but that one was a huge home run. The pitch. Foul back. And it's 0-2. No score in the bottom of the second. Cameron Pope at second with 2 away. The pitch way high. The pitch. Upstairs, ball 2. Now it's 2-2. Foul tipped in the glove of the catcher. Semmel strikes out and the inning is over. Dragons can't do anything with the Pope single. After 2, there's no score. Top of the third rolls around. It'll be Macy Williams. And then the top of the order, Michaela Malo, Abby Fluman. Steve Carpenter with you. Des Schultz continues to take her warm-up tosses. And the Dragons lost the first game 9-8. A lot of doings out here at the Valley today. A big Hutch High baseball softball camp going on. Now we're ready to get to it.
Second baseman number 4, Macy Williams.
Macy Williams in game number 1 was 0 for 3 with a run and a walk. Pitch sails outside through 2 innings. Des Schultz 3 strikeouts, just 1 hit allowed. Just got 4 strikeouts. That wind still blowing from the northeast toward the right field corner. So much of that 5 to 10 stuff they were talking about. It is biting out here still. Out in the sun, it's a lot warmer. Outside 2-0. Schultz earned victories in her first 3 starts. Lost her next 3, but one of those losses was wiped on her forfeit by Rose State. Now 3-0 to Williams. The last thing you want to do if you're Des Schultz is walk the leadoff batter. Here's the cripple. Strike at the knees. The Labette crowd disagrees. Now we'll go again to 3-1. Here it is. Strike called, and Schultz has come back to run the count full. 3-2 on Macy Williams. Now the payoff. Missed outside. Leadoff walk to Macy Williams, and that'll bring up the top of the order, Michaela Malo. Malo had a 3-run home run in the first game.
17, Michaela Malo.
I think I kept saying Natalie Semmels was a 3. It was actually a 2-run home run, but it was dramatic. Gave the Dragons a 1-run lead. Pitch outside and it gets past Cam Schultz. On a wild pitch. Didn't have a chance to stop that one. So now we'll see how Labette plays it. The game without head coach Ryan Phillips. Suspended for this game because of an ejection. And there for a strike from Schultz. Ryan has done a very nice job building this Labette softball program. Probably that athletic department's most successful program in terms of longevity and consistency. 2-1 now. Des needs to start finding the strike zone quickly. She does there, and it's 2-2. Des has come a long way since her freshman season. Still battling some of those issues. Pitch outside, full count. Tried to go with the screwball, and mechanically that pitch was off. You could see it. Now the 3-2. Hard hit ball. It's foul just outside of third. Break for the Dragons. Once again, the 3-2. Hit to the right side, fielded by Selma, 1 step to the bag, and moving up to third is Williams. So Malo has effective out, moving a runner up 60 feet. Now the go-ahead run at first base with one out for the third baseman, Abby Fluman, who singled her first time up. First hit of the afternoon. Fluman showing, but now pulling back. Takes a pitch upstairs, ball one. One of the things Ray Aguirre is working with Dez about is throwing more strike ones, first pitches for strikes consistently. 2-0. Pitching from behind consistently is tough, and we've said that before. High pop, should reach the seats. Cam Pope gives a look, but it's well back in. It's 2-1 now. Cam Pope drops the sign. Bunt's popped up and gets down. It's going to be a tough play. The suicide's on. And Labette has a 1-0 lead. The safety squeeze. And actually, Macy Williams is a bit lucky. That ball hangs any further in the air. Dez is going to get to it and double her off. But it'll be an infield single and a bunt. Williams scores and Labette leads 1-0. Now Megan Taylor. Taylor lined out to center. Hit it right on the screws. Never gained any elevation. Ball actually went right out to Ashton Reynolds in center. Strike inside corner. While there's still plenty of softball to be played, this would be a tough sweep for the Dragons to work off. Breaking pitch outside. It would give a team ahead of them the tiebreaker, the instant head-to-head tiebreaker. Change up, grounded right back to Schultz. She looks at first, then goes to second for one, and that'll be the only play. May have cost a double play looking at first, but got the lead runner with Izzy Godinez covering the bag. So now Taylor first two away for catcher Gwen Smalley, who struck out swinging her first time. 2 hits in the first game for Smalley. Lifted to left center field. That gets down for a hit. Taylor will head to third. As Reynolds hustles it in. 2 out, trouble for the Dragons. First and third, 2 away for Laura Pineda. That's Smalley's third hit of the afternoon. Whatever it is, whether it be here at Fun Valley or over at Hobart Detter, I've seen more 2-out hitting than you normally see in a season. Strike called to Pineda. 1-0 Labette. On the bunt single by Fluent. Change up, good stop by Pope. It's in the dirt and it's 1-1. The Dragons yesterday against Coffeyville were totally off the charts with 2 out. Both home runs, the first 2 home runs today. Pitch sails outside and it's 1-1. Both home runs today in the first 2 innings were 2 out. Bryn Stockman's 3-run home run and Izzy Godinez's 2-run shot. Pitch upstairs, 3-1. Abby Westmoreland, the hottest Labette hitter of them all, waits on deck. And if Pineda gets on by a free pass, the bases will be loaded. She does. Second walk of the inning issued. Bases loaded 2 away for Westmoreland, who struck out her Not to. 3-2 pitch. Tapper left side. Carried to Crane Fields. Throws. Did he hold the bag? Did she hold the bag? Yes, she did. Nice play by Natalie Semmel. Holding the bag on a throw wide from Kiara DeCrane, and the inning is over. So minimal damage. But the squeeze bunt single by Abby Fluman. 1 run, 2 hits, and 3 left. We go to the bottom of the third. Dragons trail Labette 1-0. One nothing Labette, bottom of the third here at Fun Valley. The throw goes down, and it'll be Becca Roberts in the top of the order. Izzy Godinez and Ashton Reynolds. A great way to start an inning. You basically got 3 consecutive leadoff hitters. Yesterday, Becca Roberts, one of 2 Blue Dragons to have an inside the park home run. Izzy Godinez, the other. And they go to work against Haley Van Deventer, who has held the Dragons scoreless on 1 hit.
The left fielder, number 8, Becca Roberts.
Roberts in the first game was 1 for 2. With a walk and 2 runs scored. She takes ball 1 to start the bottom of the second inning. Now 2-0. Roberts hitting .295, 13 for 44. 3 doubles, a triple, a home run, 10 driven in. On base of .392. Roller to third, fielded by Fluman. High throw, it's down the line. And let's watch Becca. She'll slide into second. It'll be a single and a throwing error on Abby Fluman. They weren't going to get her. So the Dragons have the Tiger run at second with nobody out. And here's Izzy Godinez. She was hit by a pitcher first time. Dragons have now been hit 10 times by pitches. Drops the bunt down. It's a good one. There may not be a play. Now a snap throw to third as Roberts makes a wide throw. Godinez recognizes that and heads to second. So aggressive base running by the Dragons. A bunt single by Godinez.
The center fielder, number 7, Ashton Reynolds.
Now Ashton Reynolds, who is so due. She has hit the ball hard all afternoon long. Swings at a rise ball and chops it foul. Reynolds popped up her first time into the first game. She hit the ball hard 3 times and lined out 3 times. One nothing Labette, but the Dragons threaten here in the third. Line shot right to the shortstop, and this will be a double play. Roberts gets doubled off, and once again Ashton Reynolds robbed of a hit on a line drive. That is the game of softball and or baseball. So now the inning dramatically turns. The runner at second, 2 away for DJ Cannon. Right now, Ashton can't be more snake bit. Outside to Cannon for ball 1. Cannon popped up her first time up. Up the middle, snagged by Van Deventer, and she gets out of the inning. Another hard hit ball, but Van Deventer equal to the task. Dragons get 2 hits, 1 error, and leave 1 after 3, 1-0 Labette. Blue Dragon baseball trying to rally, now trailing Butler 4-3 in the 6th. Dropped their first game 5-4, trying to take 3 of 4 from the Grizzlies. They won the first 2 games of that series on Thursday at Hobart Detter Field. Lower third of the order to face Des Schultz here in the 4th. Peyton Nye, Rindy Marquez, and Macy Williams. Labette leads 1-0. Nye, the first at bat, took a called third. Strike on the outside corner. That one's fouled back. 0-2 the count to the Labette shortstop. Hutch will play Sterling JV now on Tuesday at 3. Those games will not be broadcast. They'll be on the road next weekend. Hard hit ground ball to short. Izzy Godinez has it. Throws right on the money, and there's 1 away here in the Labette 4th. Dragons will be at Johnson County and Fort Scott next week. That'll be a tough, challenging road trip for Hutchinson. There's Rindy Marquez. Flew out to left her first time. Strike called. The wind has almost calmed down now. No movement on the flag. That's good. Here's a pitch. Bunted, or foul tipped it on a bunt attempt. That's 0-2. Huge crowd on hand. So great to see. Thanks for everybody here for coming out. Thanks for everybody for watching on the network today. Pitch upstairs, 1-2. Hutch and Labette have locked into some dandy battles, especially over the last 4 years. Holly Kelly dueled Labette to a 1-0 Region 6 win 3 years ago. Change-up misses, and it's 2-2. Marquez wouldn't chase. Last year, the Dragons took 2 of 3 from Labette, including a Region 6 opening victory in Topeka. 1-2 pitch off the glove of, actually the 2-2 pitch off the glove of Cam Pope, and it's a full count. It should be. Score to reach 2-2. Scoreboard count has been struggle all year. It is a full count. Red Gary goes through the pitching signs to Cam Pope, who relays them to Des Schultz. She nods in agreement. Here's the payoff pitch. Got her swinging. 2 away as Des Schultz strikes out her 4th of the game. Now Macy Williams. She led off the 3rd inning with a walk and scored the game's only run. Upstairs, ball 1. Been a lot of traffic over on Mohawk Road out to the dump, which sits just south of here. A lot of yard work going on a good Saturday afternoon. There's a shot down the right field line, but it'll hook foul. Just south of Fun Valley. And this is a 7-field complex, 3 on the main complex, 4 on the main complex and 3 backfields. Then you have the Arkansas River. Then just over the trees along outside or over right field, you see the tree line is the old Hutch Raceway Park. Another half mile down is the Reno County dump, which not everybody needs to know. Fly ball to right field toward the line into foul territory. Bryn Stockman makes the catch, and Des Schultz works the 1-2-3 4th inning. Head to the bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Labette. Dragons hit home half of the 4th, trailing Labette 1-0. Not sure what exactly the delay is. You only get 3 warm-ups between. Now we get back to work. It's Kiara DeCrane, Bryn Stockman, and Cameron Pope due up here in the 4th inning, the middle 3rd of the Hutchinson order. Blue Dragons softball trails 4-3. Middle of the 7th at McDonald's Stadium in El Dorado. Dragons looking to split there. Dragon softball looking to split here. DeCrane grounded out to the pitcher her first time up. 1 for 4 in the afternoon. There's a shot to center field going back as Malo. It's to the wall. DeCrane has extra bases, and she stops at second with a leadoff double. Best swing of the day for DeCrane, her 2nd hit of the afternoon. Kayla Malo playing fairly deep, still never had a chance at it. Now Bryn Stockman hits, 0 for 1. Stockman now up to 371. First pitch swing hits it on the right field line. It's hooking away from Randy Marquez and lands foul. Stockman had a stretch of 7 hits and 9 at-bats going back to yesterday. He was 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs, a 3-run home run in the first game. and home run, her first career home run. A little roller to second. This will move the runner up. Bobbled momentarily by Williams, and beating it out at first is Bryn Stockman. It'll be an error on the second baseman, Macy Williams, the third Labette error of the game. This Dragon team has the most overall speed in any of Jamie Rose's 14 years. Now an RBI opportunity for Cam Pope. Stockman at first, DeCrane at third. The bunt is down. Safety squeezes on. Throw to first is in time. Now DeCrane scores coming down the line to tie it up. So teams trade safety squeezes, and we're tied at 1. Stockman moves up to second. She's now the lead run. At the moment, an unearned run.
Second baseman number 4.
There's Shelby Felvis. One of the few Dragons who are really due for a hit. She pops one up, shallow right center. Malo coming on, drops in for a hit. Now bobbled, but it won't be any further advancement. So Felvis breaks an 0 for 10. The bloop single to right center. Sock moves up to third, and now Natalie Semmel, a 2-run home run in dramatic fashion in the first game. Chance at an RBI and give the Dragons the lead here in the fourth. Now tied at 1. Cam Pope with the sack bunt safety squeeze. First pitch, now a delayed steal, and they will allow Felvis to have the bag. With the fleet-footed Stockman over there, and catcher Gwen Smalley thought better of it and just gave Felvis the bag. So the force is off the plate now. 2 runners in scoring position. The pitch. Semmel late on that fastball, and it's 1-1. Check that 0-2. Dragons had 3 leads in the first game, couldn't hold it. Ground ball at the first base line, foul. Semmel hit it right off the end of the bat. You heard that little kind of cork noise. Didn't sound clean. The pitch. Tap foul again. The Salt City about to be invaded by 24 men's basketball teams for the National Junior College Tournament. It's been held here every year since 1949, the longest single-running national tournament site in the country in history. The pitch. Semmel wouldn't chase on the curveball, and it's 1-2. Van Deventer thought she might have got the call. There's a 1-2. Pulled foul this time. So Semmel's battling. 3 straight 2-strike pitches she has fought off. Ray Geary, the pitching coach, all the way down the other side, giving some big-time words of encouragement to Natalie Semmel. Once again, the 1-2. Chased that curveball and missed. A strikeout for Van Deventer. She strikes out Semmel for the second time. Now I'll take a 2-out hit from Becca Roberts. Roberts singled to start the third. Got over to third, but then was doubled off on a line drive double play. Hit to the shortstop off the bat of Ashton Reynolds. Slap foul into the Labette stands along the third base side. Slapped along third. That is a foul ball. Third baseman Abby Fluman came very close to touching that in fair territory. Now Becca Roberts hits from an 0-2 hole. Pitch upstairs, 1-2. 2-2. Dragons haven't chased very many bad pitches today either. Both teams have been fairly disciplined at the plate, which is awesome to see. This makes for better softball. Van Deventer into the wind, the 2-2. Up the middle, gets past the pitcher, and bobble, the run scores. The Dragons have a lead on an infield single by Becca Roberts. Once it got past Van Deventer, there was no chance to get Becca. Stockman comes down to line the score. Phelps moves up to third, and the Dragons grab their first lead of the game at 2-1. But I'm in a quick meeting in the circle. Believe that is assistant coach Emily Vance running the show now. Ryan Phillips was ejected in the first game and serves a one-game suspension, assuming that he hasn't been tossed out before this year. Strike Tizzy Godinez in that proportion of the zone. Godinez has singly been hit by a pitch. 2-1 Dragons. Cam Pope tied it with a safety squeeze that scored Kiara DeCrane, and then Becca Roberts with an infield single that scored Bryn Stockman, who reached on an error. Curveball sweeps outside, 1-1 to Godinez. Pretty much through the first portion of the game one, we talked about the hitting approach the Dragons are using. Really wasn't so much that their hitting approach changed, but the Labette pitching has improved. Pitch is a strike, the throw down was cut off before it ever got to the bag, and Becca Roberts steals her 8th base of the year. Second and third, 2 out for Godinez. We'll make sure they can. I believe it's 1 and 2. It is. That was a 50th pitch delivered by Haley Van Deventer. Slice foul out of play. Tempers were flaring big time in the 6th inning of game number 1. Things have settled down since. Ground ball right side, gotten to by the second baseman, and they get Godinez by half a step. A great play by Macy Williams to throw out the fleet-footed Godinez to end the inning. But the Dragons get a pair and take the lead after 4 innings. 2-1 Hutchinson. This is Blue Dragons softball.
Number 17, Michaela Malo.
Michaela Malo, leadoff hitter, leads out the top of the 5th for Hutchinson, now leading for Labette. Hutchinson now leading 2-1. Hard hit ball. Handcuffs to Crane. That'll be an error. Looking into that, son, a tough play, but a play that should have been made. It'll be an error on DeCrane, the first of the game for the Dragons. Labette's committed 3.
Third baseman number 5, Annie Fluman.
Now Abby Flumen, 2 singles, including an RBI in the third. It was a safety squeeze, and the bunt single run goes. Pope's throw not nearly in time. Stolen base for Malo. So now the tying run in scoring position with nobody out, and right back comes Labette. Pitch to Fluent, taking a little bit low, good stop by Pope. Count evens at a ball on a strike. Neither team backing down. There's a strike at the letters. Flumen ran up to bunt and pulled back. Very compelling stop. Oh, they call the pitch up. It's 2-1. Again, Flumen showing bunt. Third baseman Kiara DeGrange starts sneaking in. Pitch is popped up in the infield. Back a few steps is second baseman Shelby Felbus. She's got it for the first out of the 5th inning. Good pitch from Dez. Schultz now, let's check her line through now 4 1/3 innings. 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Here's Megan Taylor. Lined out to center and reached on a fielder's choice. Hard hit ball right off of Kiara DeCrane's glove. And everybody's safe. That thing deflected almost right back to Des Schultz, who couldn't pick it up. Kiara might be stinging a little bit. We're going to give that one a hit. That was a hard hit ball. Kiara's out in shallow left field talking to Izzy Godinez and Becca Roberts. Umpire's giving her a moment, but Labette has put the tying run at third with 1 out. Already without the services of Raven Bass today. One of the big dragon sticks in the lineup in terms of power. Kiara looks to be okay. So now Schultz can use a strikeout or a pop-up. Gwen Smalley, the batter, she singled her last time up 1 for 2 in the game. 3 hits on the afternoon. The line of the pitch bunted, foul. So Labette going with the small ball game. Good news from El Dorado. Logan Sartori homers again. So now he has a multi-home run game going, and the Blue Dragons and Grizzlies tied 4-4, now top of the 8th. Good speed and Malo at third. The pitch, swing and a miss. Throw down, they're going to try to double steal, play at the plate, and she's going to be out! Shelby Felbus with a cutoff and a strike to Cameron Pope. Malo's cut down at the plate, now there's 2 away. Well-executed defensive play. Goes 2 for 2. Caught stealing. Now Taylor at second with 2 away. Pitch under the foot of Smalley. It goes back to the screen and allows Taylor to go up to third. So one pitch later, the tying run back at third base, but this time with 2 out. One from Schultz way outside. After Smalley, it would be Pineda. If Smalley can extend the inning. Here's the 3-1. Way high. Now it's 3-1, excuse me. 3-2. Somehow I missed a pitch. Here's the payoff. High chopper to Semmel. She's got it and will tag the bag as a force so the run doesn't count. Good idea by Smalley, but it's a force play and the inning is over. So Des Schultz works around it, and a great defensive play by Cam Pope and Shelby Felvis to cut down a potential stolen base of home. Cutting down Mall at the plate. Labette turned away. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 Hutchinson. Steve Carpenter back with you at Fun Valley. Another tight, tense ball game between the Blue Dragons and the Cardinals. What's new between these two teams, especially over the last 4 years? 2-3-4 in the Dragon 5th against Haley Van Deventer. Ashton Reynolds, DJ Cannon, Kiara DeCrane. Dragons gave up a run in the 3rd on a safety squeeze by Abby Fluman. Dragons tied it up with a safety squeeze by Cameron Pope to score Kiara DeCrane, and then Becca Roberts beat out an infield single that scored Bryn Stockman. First pitch swing hit the center field. Malo, a few steps to her left, has it, and Ashton's 0 for 3. One away here in the Dragon 5th for DJ Cannon. 0 for 2. But starting to get that swing back. Her average was below 150 about 10 days ago. As she started going towards center and left center, and the average starting to climb. Takes a shot toward the left and fouls it off. And that's how the 5th inning starts. Bobby Morganson just hit a huge home run that may be landing in Hutchinson any minute now. There's a shot up the middle by Cannon that's down for it, and again to center field. That's where she's getting her stroke back. 1 out single for Cannon. Hutchinson's 7th hit of the game. Cannon's 1 for 3 now. Kiara DeCrane. Bobby Morganson's home run gives Hutchinson baseball a 5-4 lead in the 8th. And according to the tweet from Denny Steckline, absolutely destroyed the baseball, which may not have landed yet. So no out in the top of the 8th. Dragons lead 5-4. They're looking for the split there, as Blue Dragons softball is here. Kiara DeCrane takes outside ball 1. DeCrane doubled and scored her last time up, 1 for 2. Blue Dragon softball camp wrapping up, and a lot of the the Hutch High softball camp, a lot of the Salthawks headed over here to catch the final few innings of this one. Hard hit ball, snagged by the shortstop Nye. This could be a double play, and is. Great play by Peyton Nye to turn a 6-4-3 double play, and just like that, the Dragons are turned away in the 5th. No runs, a hit, nobody left. On to the 6th, 2-1 Hutchinson. Latter stages of game number 2. Hutchinson with a 2-1 lead. Labette take the first game 9-8 in dramatic fashion. Des Schultz back to the circle for the 6th inning. That's Pineda Westmoreland deny. The symmetry of the game of baseball and or softball, and it translates to both, is amazing. We'll get into that this half inning. Hard hit ball up the middle. Izzy Godinez gets to it and pours it across to get Pineda one away here in the 6th. You can actually absolutely hit balls that hard, and Laura Pineda crushed the ball, as did Kiara DeCrane 1 inning ago when the Cardinals turned an inning-ending 6-4-3 DP. Great changeup from Des Schultz and a strike to Westmoreland, who's 0 for 2. She had 3 hits in the first game. And then, our instances, you can hit a little bleeder that drops in front of 3 people and will drive in 3 runs in certain circumstances. That's the crazy nature of this game. Nothing can do the count on that swing and miss. Doc Carter, one of our faithful fans, returning one of my pins that got away from me when the press facility collapsed. Westmoreland fights that pitch off with another 0-2, a sweeping curveball outside, 1-2. So I think everything has been returned that we lost during that collapse right before the start of the second game. There's the 0-1. Ground ball left side, Godinez charges, fields, throws, got her 2 away. Now Peyton Nye. She started that 6-4-3 double play. Ball absolutely crushed by Kiara DeCrane. It got to her so fast, the Cardinals couldn't help but turn the double play. Nye in the game, 0 for 2. Struck out looking and grounded to Godinez at short. The pitch. A little high ball 1. Not sure where that pitch missed, and it's 2-0. Good curveball from Schultz. Now 3-0. Schultz has allowed 1 run on 4 hits. She has walked 2 and threatens to walk her 3rd here. Here's the cripple. Strike at the knees. 3-1 to Nye. Now the 3-1. Change up way high. She lost it right out of her hands. It's a 2-out walk. That'll bring up Rindy Marquez, the right fielder, 0 for 2. Struck out her last time. I think we'll get a pinch hitter. Marquez will be lifted for a pinch hitter. May return upon re-entry. It'll be Emily Harrell pinch hitting. Harrell had 3 hits in the first game. A slapper. Can put the same kind of pressure on that Becca Roberts can at the bottom of the Dragon order. Showing bunt, now pulling back. Takes the ball a little bit high. If Harrell reaches, that'll bring up Macy Williams, the 9-hole hitter, and then the top of the order. Swing and a miss. Great movement pitch from Schultz. Dropped right off the table, and that was pitch number 100 for Dez. Chopper right side. Big hop for Shelby Felvis. On to first in time, and the inning is over. Des Schultz works around the 2-out walk. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Dragons 2 and the Cardinals 1. Blue Dragon Baseball takes a 5-4 lead into the 9th at McDonald Stadium in El Dorado as they go for a split. Here, the Blue Dragon softball team leads 2-1, hitting home half of the 6th. It's Bryn Stockman, Cameron Pope, and Shelby Felvis. Dragons close out this homestand on Tuesday against the Sterling College JV. Again, that game moved up a day. It was moved to kind of help out travel a little bit because the Dragons leave on Friday morning and head for Johnson County, and they'll play the Johnson County Fort Scott road trip of the conference season. Here's Brent Stockman, 0 for 2. First pitch swinging is fouled off to the right. And just another reminder, because of everything else going on Tuesday, it was already scheduled. This doubleheader with the Sterling JV will not be broadcast. You can keep up with it on Game Changer. And our apologies that we can't do that game. It was originally scheduled to do it, but we can't do it because of the move. Ground ball, high chopper to short. Peyton Nye has it. Strong throw, and Stockman's retired. A couple of pretty good shortstops going at it today. Hutchinson's Izzy Godinez and Labette's Peyton Nye. One away for Cam Pope. 1 for 1, and her safety squeeze sack bunt in the 4th tied this game up at 1. First pitch swing's popped up. We'll get back onto the roof. Two-one Hutch. The Dragons have the lead on the infield single by Becca Roberts. Good sweeping curveball, just misses the corner, and it's 1-1. That's a great setup pitcher, Van Deventer. Let's see if they bust Cam inside. They go upstairs with it, and it's 2-1 to Pope. The wind has finally died. We are all thankful for that. 2-1 pitch. Change up swung through a miss, and it's 2-2 to Cam. The flag in center field is finally getting a break, as we all are. And this is the warmest I bet all afternoon. Now the 2-2 to Cameron. Hard hit ball to short. Nye fielded on 2 hops and gets Pope for 2 away. Now Shelby Felvis. Shelby finally broke an 0 for 10 with a bloop single to right center field that dropped right in between second baseman Macy Williams, center fielder Michaela Malo, and right fielder Rindy Marquez. She drops one to center field. Coming out is Malo, dives head first and makes the catch. And the Dragons are turned away in the 6th. We head to the 7th. It is Hutchinson 2 and Labette 1. We head for the 7th at Fun Valley, game number 2. Hutchinson with a 2-1 lead. As Schultz will face 9-1-2 here in the 7th. It'll be the 4th time around once Michaela Malo comes up. Hutchinson with a 2-1 lead, looking for a split. The Cardinals took the first game in dramatic come-from-behind fashion, 9-8. And again, a little bit of a delay as Schultz delivers that last pitch. Now it goes down, and we'll get back to work. Nathan Light and Nita Pevich working the technical stuff on this side. Now Jamie Rose comes down with her lineup card. Cassidy Pruka is coming in, probably going to allow Bryn Stockman to get warm-up tosses if needed. So Cassidy Pruka is in for Bryn Stockman, but that will allow Bryn to warm up in the bullpen if needed.
Second baseman number 4, Macy Williams.
There's Macy Williams. Ground ball left side, snagged by Kiara DeCrane. She pours it across the Semmel in time, 1 away. Good play by Kiara. So Williams is retired. 1 out here in the 7th, and it's the top of the order. And Michaela Malo. Malo reached on an error and scored in the 5th. She scored the go-ahead run. It's an unearned run charge to Schultz, but she's 0 for 3. Down the left field line, Roberts giving chase into foul territory, and she can't chase it down. Actually lost sight of Becca, but she's okay. Return and get it reset and back to work. Cam Pope drops the sign. Does into the wind. Misses a little bit low, 1-1. 104 pitches for Schultz. She pitched very well today. 6 1/3 innings, pitched 4 hits, 1 run earned. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. Pitch misses upstairs. Another good sign for Dez. 10 ground ball outs, 5 fly ball outs. Two one pitch. Upstairs 3-1. Don't want to put any freebies on. If Labette is to get base runners, you want him to earn it. Strike called. Good pitch from Schultz, and it's now a full count. Once again, 10th here at Fun Valley. It's a 1-run game. The pitch. Low ball 4. Tying runs aboard. This score stands. Let's not
Third baseman number 5, Andy Fluman.
forget the play where the Cardinals tried the double steal. Malo was thrown out at the plate. There's Fluman. Runner goes, a throw down. Did she hold it? Did she hold it? Still waiting for a signal. Out! Malo thrown out, stealing for the first time this year by Cameron Pope. I think we're going to get a talk. I think the umpire was waiting to see if Izzy Godinez held the ball. This won't be one that will be overturned. He can get no help from the base or from the home plate umpire. But a dramatic pause, and then finally Malo gets punched out. And as the 4th base runner Pope is thrown out this year, in terms of steals, she's pegged a couple of others trying to advance and picked off 2. So assistant coach Emily Vance can only talk so much. The argument's over. Now base is empty, 2 away. And it's a 1-0 count to Flumen. The pitch. Strike called 1-1 on pitch number 110 from Des Schultz. Maybe that bullpen effort yesterday has raised the confidence level of the Deer Park, Texas sophomore, because she has pitched a dandy this afternoon. What a changeup, drops in, strike called 1-2. We'll bet down to its final strike. The pitch. Try to rush that rise ball. 2-2. A couple of Labette fans mocking our home plate umpire. Cam Pope's going to go out and talk to Dez. Get on the same page. Again, Labette travels as good as any team in the Jayhawk for softball. Great to see. Great fan support. Ryan Phillips has put together a very solid program. 2-2 to Abby Flumen. Bases empty, 2 away, 2-1 Dragons, top of the 7th. The pitch. Full count. And the drama builds a little bit more. Dragons looking to split. Labette wanting to sweep. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. 2 walks in the inning. But one was erased when Cam Pope threw out Michaela Malo trying to steal. First time she was caught stealing this year. Now it's Megan Taylor. Taylor 1 for 3. She singled her last time up. The pitch. Pitch upstairs for a ball. Let me correct myself. That wasn't the first time Malo was caught stealing. It was the second time in this game. That double steal was a caught stealing, so that was her first time. But it was the first time that Malo was thrown out at second base. Let me clarify that. Upstairs 2-0. Now Dez rushing a little bit. And I think Ray Aguirre, yep, he's out of the chair and headed to out to the circle. This is just a reminder for Des Schultz to slow herself down. She's rushed her mechanics a little bit trying to finish this off as the anxious moments continue to grow. Now we'll have that switch in right field where Bryn Stockman replaces Cassidy Pruka. She's warmed up and she'll just come in from right field. So Ray Aguirre has imparted knowledge, and we'll see how it plays out here. Tying run at first base, 2 away, 2-1 Hutch. High fives for Des Schultz as she tries to finish it off. Des looking for her 4th win of the year. 2-0 to Taylor. The pitch. A little bit low, 3-0. So we would assume Stockman is ready in right field to come in if needed. Cripple's in there for a strike. Taylor taking all the way, and it's 3-1. You didn't think it would be easy. Not on a day like this. 3-1 pitch. Strike called. Full count. What that does, as the Labette fans once again voice their displeasure. 3-2 out. Flumen's going to go. She's going to get a head start. 3-2 pitch. Lifted to left field. Roberts going back into her left. She tracks it down and the Dragons win it. 2 one-run games. Both tense right to the last pitch. Dragons win this one 2-1. They're in the split. We'll wrap it up right after this break. Welcome back to Fun Valley and the Blue Dragon post-game show. The Blue Dragons and Labette Cardinals split. Labette won the first game 9-8 in dramatic fashion, and then Des Schultz, a complete game victory, 4-hitter. And Hutchinson takes the final game of the doubleheader 2-1 to split. Hutchinson improves to 17-3 overall, 4-2 in the Jayhawk East. Labette now 7-13. 4-2 in the Jayhawk East. The finals for the just completed game. For the Blue Dragons, 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, 5 left on base. For Labette, 1 run, 4 hits, 3 errors, 8 left on. The winning pitcher, Des Schultz. She improves to 4-2 with the complete game performance. Haley Van Deventer takes the loss. She drops to 3-7. Time of ball game, a nice crisp 1 hour and 1 hour and 32-minute game after a wild one in the first one. Huge crowd on hand, roughly about 200 people in the stands. The Blue Dragons get it done. Des Schultz, the story of this one. She strikes out 4, walks 5, but allows only 4 hits, 1 earned run with 2 wild pitches. Only run she gave up was in the 3rd inning. Macy Williams walked and eventually scored after stealing a base and moving up on a ground out. Scored on an Abby Fluman sacrifice bunt, a safety squeeze that made it 1-0. Dragons go scoreless into the 4th. Kiara DeCrane doubled, and then Bryn Stockman reached on an error. But runners at the corners. Stockman stole second, and then Cam Pope dropped down a safety squeeze of her own. That tied the game at 1-1. 3 batters later, Becca Roberts beats out an infield single that scored Stockman. And those were the only runs of the game. Hutchinson with 7 hits, Labette with 4 hits. And Dragons get a needed split of this Jayhawk East doubleheader with Labette. The Dragons are now 4-2 in league play. Again, Wednesday's game, now Tuesday, will not be televised. Our next broadcast for the Blue Dragons will actually come on Tuesday afternoon when the Blue Dragon baseball team and, of course, the Blue Dragon basketball teams on NJCAA TV with the national tournament. My thanks to Nathan Light and Nina Pevich, and also my photographer, Ali Schweitzer, for freezing another day out here at a very brilliantly sunny but cold Fun Valley. Until next week, we will talk to you again. Again, the final scores of this one. Hutchinson gets the split, winning game 2, 2-1, after losing the game 1 to the Labette Cardinals 9-8. Talk to you soon. So long, everybody.